Okay, so I tried to film this once and it didn't work, so I'm gonna try it again. But the third strategy that we're going to talk about today is with the TI-84, and so that's why I have my calculator here. What we're going to try to do is we're going to figure out what the solutions are to this equation, try to figure out the values of x that make the equation true. Really what we're trying to find out is, okay, because this has a that's positive, that means that we have a parabola that opens up. And so really what we're trying to find is these 2 points, the 2 places where the graph crosses the x-axis. So to do that, I'm going to go to y equals, and you'll notice that I have some stuff in here, and so I need to clear that out. You might have your plots on, and it might look like that right now. And so you need to click clear to get rid of that, but then you also need to click clear. Sorry, I went back. You need to also click enter on the plots to turn those off. So now your screen should look like this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this equation right here and put it in for y. So I'm going to type 2x squared. Whoopsies. I got problems here. Hold on. 2x squared should look like that. Minus 6x plus 1. I'm going to click graph here right away, and I'm going to see something that doesn't look very nice to me. So here's the thing. I don't really like how that looks because it's so skinny on the graph and I can hardly see any of the details. So I'm going to click zoom, and then I'm going to click option 6. Option 6 is the standard viewing window, and that helps me see the graph a little bit easier. I could even maybe change the x minimum to like -5, and that will just chop off some of the graph over on this side. And so now I have a really nice looking parabola. You could maybe play a little bit with the y minimum and y maximum too to just see what those things do, but I just wanted to show you that a little bit. I'm going to second calculate. So second trace button is the calculate menu, and I'm going to scroll down to option 2, which is the word 0. It's going to ask me for 3 things. It's going to ask for a left bound. So I'm going to hit enter once I scroll over to the left side of where it crosses the x-axis. The spot where it crosses the x-axis is right here, and so I need to figure out that spot. So I'm going to go to the left side of that spot, and then I'm going to hit enter, and then I'm going to scroll over to the right side of that spot and hit enter one more time. And now it says guess, so then you actually have to scroll your calculator over to the spot where it crosses the x-axis. It doesn't have to be perfect, but hit enter. And now we get our first solution is 0.771. 0.1771. Okay. I'm going to do the whole same process again. Second, calculate 0. This time I'm going to look for this spot right here. So I need to go over here to get the left bound. So I still stay on the left side of where it crosses the x-axis, hit enter. Then scroll over to the right side of the place where it crosses the x-axis, hit enter, and then scroll back to the place where it crosses the x-axis, hit enter one more time. Your last answer is 2.8228. Okay, so I have these written down here from the previous time that I tried to do this. It's right here. Look at that magic. See that? Awesome. This sort of makes sense because I said, look, it's going to open up twice and there's 2 answers. So we found those 2 answers. My graph is a little bit off because of the axis. It should be over here, but hey, whatever, it's okay. The idea is the same. Okay, the second question that we can use our calculator to answer is this one. Just ignore the word the here. It's going to make more sense in a second. The questions that I have are how far off the ground is the frog at the top of its jump and how far did the frog jump? I have an equation that models the jump of a frog here. It jumps from the origin of the graph over to this spot. Obviously, the kind of obvious 2 questions are like, how high did it get in the air? How far did it jump? Okay. My x's and y's are going to be in feet. So my x is the distance this way. My y is the distance this way. So how far is off the ground is the frog at the top of its jump? So I actually have to find a maximum value for this spot right here. I'm going to go to y equals, and I'm going to type in that equation, -0.029 x squared plus 0.59 x. Hit graph, and now it's like, oh, we have problems here. And the reason we have problems is because I can't see that whole parabola. This is the parabola that I'm looking for, and I want to make my calculator show me this shape. So I'm going to change my window kind of a lot. I'm going to keep my X minimum, but I'm going to change my X maximum to 30. I'm just guessing here, and I'm kind of approximating. I don't really know what the right thing is to do here, but I just have to start somewhere. I'm also going to make my Y minimum -5 and my Y maximum 5. So just to see what this looks like, I'm going to click graph and see if this looks a little better. And it really does. It has kind of started to look like this. So I'm happy with this graph. And now I'm going to calculate a maximum, option number 4. This is again the left bound, right bound guess process. This time I'm looking for this spot right here. So I need to go to the left side of it, hit enter, scroll over to the right side of it and hit enter, and then scroll back to where the vertex is and hit enter. I'm really sorry that this camera keeps auto-focusing. That's just kind of what I'm working with. Okay, so that's the spot. My maximum is the point, 10.172, basically 3. So the maximum value was, look at that, it's like I planned this. The maximum value was the Y value, and the height of the jump is about 3 feet in the air. The next question is, how far did the frog jump? And to do that, I need to calculate a 0, because that's the place where the frog landed on the ground. That's this spot right here. So I'm going to scroll over to the left side of it and hit enter for the left bound. Scroll over here for the right bound, and then scroll back to where it crosses the x-axis for the guess. And my spot is that. My X value is 20.345. Remember that that is in feet. And what that means is the frog jumped 20.345 feet. I have no idea if that's actually how far frogs can jump or not, but that's like really scary to me. Anyway, those are the skills that you need on the calculator. So you need to be able to calculate the zeros, and you need to be able to calculate the vertex on a parabola. Okay. Those are the 3 strategies for today. So we had factoring, we had solving with algebra, just getting X by itself, and then we had with the calculator. So you're going to kind of need to assess what are the 3 ways, which way is the best way to solve these problems that you're going to see on the worksheet for today. You do not have a mastery check for today, but you do have to get some of the practice done, and you need to submit your practice on Classroom today. That is all for the day. Have a great day, and for you first quarter people, have a great MEA break.